Am I audible and visible now? Okay, fine. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to my class. I myself Dr. Deepthi Karya. I am the PhD Physiology and your educator for Physiology. Today we'll discuss continuation of our discussion yesterday that we have started off digestive system. Now, so here, first of all, I would like to announce that you get all my notes on this soft copy by downloading this application Vesalius. That is one way, and you can subscribe it, as well as you can get my notes in hard copy. You can get the notes on the Flipkart as well as Amazon. This is a book which is available on Flipkart as well as Amazon. Another important announcement here is you can join our WhatsApp group also. Number for the WhatsApp group, that is 78638 22668, and you can share your queries also on this group. Okay, fine. Or you can personally share your queries to we people by sending message on this WhatsApp group. Fine. Okay. Now, okay. So now today's topic, that is salivary glands. Okay. Now what is salivary gland and what is the function? Okay. In mouth we have saliva which is secreted. Hello Ali, welcome to my class. Okay. So in mouth we have salivary gland. So along with chewing we require to lubrication of food. Okay, lubrication of food, that is the function of saliva. Okay, so saliva is important for lubrication, for digestion, so many important functions we will discuss. Okay, so we have salivary glands, mainly 3 pairs of salivary glands mainly, as well as some other small 8 to 10 salivary glands are other available. Fine. So we will discuss this major salivary glands. Okay, and they are, you can name them, one is parotid gland, second is submandibular gland, and third is sublingual gland. Okay, now starting with the histology, you can see here these are your 3 salivary glands. Again I repeat, you can see here, this is the diagram. It shows your parotid gland, this is the submandibular gland, and this is sublingual gland. Fine. Now histology. What is the histology? You can see any gland has got acinus, this one, and the duct part you can see here. Okay, so same way salivary gland also has got acinus and the duct part. Okay, now this acinus, or if it is single, it is known as acinus, multiple AC9. Okay, plural is AC9. Now this acinus is lined by single layer of epithelial cells. Okay, and this epithelial cells, other names for this epithelial cells, they are also known as acinar cells. Okay, or they are known as end piece cells. Fine. Okay, now from acinus we have a duct, you can see here. Okay, initially this acinus opens in this duct, intercalated duct. Yes, I will try to finish digestive tract. Okay, fine. So here you can see this is acinus. Okay, this is intercalated duct. Now this intercalated duct opens in the other duct, this one, striated duct. Okay, this striated ducts, they unite to form excretory duct. Okay, and this duct opens in the mouth. Fine. So these are the different ducts and acini. Now important thing here is there are myoepithelial cells. This myoepithelial cells, they contain your actin and myosin. Okay, this actin and myosin. Now what is the role of this actin and myosin? Because of this actin and myosin, there is contraction of myoepithelial cells. Okay, and when the myoepithelial cells contract, you can see here whatever saliva is secreted, that gets drained into the mouth. Fine. So this is the histology. Now you can see here this gland, you can see here, this is the acinus of the gland. It contains granules, zymogen granules. Okay, this zymogen granules, during salivation, this zymogen granules, they dissolve and they produce the enzyme amylase. Okay, amylase is important for the digestion of starch. Okay, sorry, digestion of starch into maltose. Fine, salivary amylase. Now, next is sublingual gland. Sublingual glands, they secrete mucus as well as they secrete immunoglobulins. Mainly secretory immunoglobulins are IgA. And submaxillary or submandibular glands, they have mixed secretion. The secretion contains both enzyme and mucus. Fine. Now, starting with the parotid gland, you can see here, this is your parotid gland, which is the largest gland. Okay. Now, we will discuss structure and functions of each and every gland. You can see here, this is your parotid gland here. Okay, largest salivary gland. What is the weight? That is about 20 to 30 grams. Where is it located? Just anterior to the ear. Okay, between the ramus of mandible here and the mastoid process here. This one is the location. Fine. Now, next is this salivary gland. Again, like other glands, it has got acini and duct. You can see here, this is the acini cells and duct. Fine. Now, this parotid gland, very important thing, these are pure serous gland. Okay, so their secretion is watery. So they secrete watery saliva. Fine. Means that contains 90% water. Okay, and parotid gland, the secretion, although the size of parotid gland is highest, okay, also you can say largest gland, but the secretion is only 25%. Okay, 25% of total salivary secretion is by parotid gland. Okay, 70 to 75% secretion is by submandibular gland. Fine. Now, how this opens, where this salivary gland opens, you can see here, this salivary gland opens in the mouth through Stensen's duct here. Okay, you can see here, this opens in the upper jaw. You can see here at the level of second molar tooth. You can see here, first premolar, second premolar, first molar, second molar. Okay, here this salivary gland opens here. Fine. And what is the name of the duct? That is Stensen's duct through which it opens. Fine. So this is about parotid gland. Next important gland, that is sublingual. The name itself suggests sublingual, here below the tongue, that is present. Fine. This is smallest salivary gland, you can see here, that is present below the tongue here, this one. Okay, just beneath the floor of the mouth, sorry, on the floor of the mouth, beneath the tongue. Fine. Now, this each gland raises the mucosa, which starts at the sublingual papillae, and it runs laterally and backward, and they are open on both the sides of this sublingual fold. Small ducts are there through which these glands, they open on both the sides of tongue. Okay, around 8 to 10 ducts are there. Okay, maximum it may be 20 ducts through which the sublingual gland, they open in the mouth, oral cavity. Fine, you can see here. Now, here sublingual gland has both the acini, serous and mucus. Parotid has only serous acini. It has serous and mucus acini. Okay, mainly mucus acini are there. Okay, 8 to 20 ducts are there. And what is the name of the duct? Duct of Rivinus. Okay, parotid gland opens through which duct? Stensen's duct, and this is through duct of Rivinus. Fine. You can see here, these are the alveoli. You can see mucus alveoli and serous alveoli. The color is different, you can see here. And these are mixed alveoli, both mucus. Mucus means thick secretion, serous means watery secretion. So it has got both the secretions, mucus and serous. Fine. So this is your sublingual gland. You can see here, 8 to 20 ducts are there, and through this duct, this gland opens in the oral cavity. Fine. Now next important gland is submandibular gland, or other name is submaxillary gland. You can see here this one, submandibular gland. Where is it located? It is the important thing is it is the salivary gland which has got highest secretion. Although it is not the largest one, but the secretion is highest. Okay, and it is present. You can say at the ramus of mandible here, submandibular gland. Okay, medial to the mandible, and it is located in the submandibular or submaxillary triangle. Okay, it has got superficial and deep two parts. That is more anatomy we will discuss. Then again you can see this is your submandibular gland. It has got, you can see here, acini. This acini are again mixed serous and mucus. You can see here serous as well as mucus acini are there. Okay, both the types of acini are there. The duct is S-shaped and it opens in the sublingual papilla. It is located just lateral to the frenulum of tongue. Here you can see here this is the S-shaped, okay, duct which opens just lateral to, this is the frenulum of the tongue, just lateral to frenulum. This duct opens, okay, and this gland drains its secretion. Now here this sublingual and submandibular, these two glands, okay, this both the glands, they secrete fluid. This fluid contains highest concentration of proteins, and this is not watery, this is viscous. Okay, as I told you, these are the three major pair of the salivary glands, here also and on that side also, on the other side of the mouth. Fine, but as well as along with this we have small salivary glands which are present throughout the oral cavity. Okay, and some of the salivary glands which are present in the tongue, they secrete lingual lipase. Fine, now we discuss about composition of saliva. Okay, now first of all, how much saliva is secreted per day? Per day in normal situation, around 500 to 1500 ml of saliva is secreted. You have to remember these things. Very important question asked so many times, that is function and composition of saliva. So the amount is 500 to 1500 ml. pH is 6 to 7.4, slightly alkaline. Composition mainly consists of water, 99%. Only 1% are solids. And the solids are also organic and inorganic. If you are talking about inorganic, all the ions are there. You can see here sodium, calcium, potassium, bicarbonate, bromide, chloride, fluoride, phosphate and all. Gases are also there in small amount. And if we are talking about organic substances, important one if you wish to remember, that is amylase enzyme. Okay, lingual lipase, immunoglobulin IgA. Okay, some proteins, mucin, albumin is there. Okay, then free amino acids, non-protein nitrogenous substances. So these are the organic substances. Okay, normally this is written, this is important one, glucose is absent in the saliva, but if the person is having diabetes mellitus, this glucose is present in the saliva. Fine. So again you can see these are the important enzymes in the saliva. Try to remember these three: salivary amylase, maltase and lingual lipase. Fine. Now, how the saliva is formed? Formation of saliva has got two processes. Number one is the secretion which is produced by this acini here, this way. Okay, primary secretion of saliva, this is one thing. Okay, how is it produced? Because of transudation of protein, filtration of protein. Okay, and this primary is same as plasma, isotonic. Fine. Now, so you can say isotonic means composition, or you can say concentration is, or tonicity is similar to plasma. Fine. But when this fluid passes through the duct, okay, this gets modified. Now, which are the modifications they take place when this fluid passes through the duct? When this saliva passes through the duct, we'll discuss. So you can see here, this is the normal first primary secretion, which is isotonic to the plasma. Now, when it passes through the duct, what happens? Important thing to remember is there is reabsorption of sodium and chloride, and there is secretion of potassium and bicarbonate. These are the two things which are easy to remember. First, there is reabsorption of sodium and chloride. So what happens when this fluid passes through, or when the saliva passes through the duct, what happens? Concentration of sodium and chloride decreases, okay, but the concentration of potassium and bicarbonate increases. This is normal thing which will happen, okay. So what happens? Another important thing to occur, that is these ducts are impermeable to water, so water remains here, okay. So what happens? The saliva becomes hypotonic. Water will not pass, only ions will be absorbed, so the saliva becomes hypotonic, okay. Sometimes another important thing here to remember is iodide and thiocyanate, these two, they are also secreted. These are the excretory products which are secreted in the saliva. Fine. Now, important applied aspect, as I told you, always include applied aspect in your question. Okay, so when there is aldosterone, when aldosterone secretion increases, aldosterone is secreted by adrenal cortex, zona glomerulosa. Fine. So aldosterone action is, it increases sodium and chloride reabsorption and it increases potassium secretion. So when there is aldosterone level increases, okay, what happens when aldosterone is more? Suppose in disease condition, Cone syndrome, that is. So here what happens? That increase in the sodium and chloride reabsorption. So what happens? The concentration of sodium and chloride decreases in the saliva and potassium concentration increases in the saliva. But the other disease, when aldosterone decreases, name of the disease is Addison's disease. So what happens? Opposite thing. Sodium chloride concentration increases here in the saliva. Sodium and chloride, because they are not absorbed. Fine. So this is the effect of aldosterone. Now another important thing is, what is the effect of flow rate on the composition of saliva? You can see this is very important diagram. The flow rate. Okay, what happens? As we have discussed that this is the primary secretion, okay. When it passes through the duct, what happens? Sodium and chloride ions are reabsorbed, okay, and potassium and bicarbonate ions are secreted. Fine. But when the flow rate is high, so this saliva passes very fast, so less time is provided for reabsorption and secretion. So what happens? The sodium and chloride ions are not reabsorbed. So you can say that when the flow rate is high, sodium concentration and chloride concentration is high in the saliva. You can see here, okay. So this is very important thing. So many times students, they make mistake here. So at high flow rate, what happens? Sodium chloride concentration increases. Another important finding here is potassium concentration also increases, because high flow rate commonly occur in case of parasympathetic stimulation, and when parasympathetic nerves are stimulated, bicarbonate secretion increases. Fine. So when you can see here, this is high flow rate, sodium, bicarbonate, chloride, all are increased and potassium decreases. This is the thing. Fine. So sodium concentration reaches to the plateau, that is 80 to 90 milliequivalents per liter, chloride 50 milliequivalents, you can see here. Fine. Okay, now you understand why this happens. But these concentrations are less than plasma always. Why sodium and chloride concentration increases with high flow rate? As I told you, you can see, I repeat here, because flow rate is high, so no time is provided for the reabsorption of this too. So the sodium and chloride ions cannot be reabsorbed, so they are more in the saliva. Fine. And potassium concentration decreases. Why? Because flow rate is high, so potassium cannot be secreted here. Fine. So this is your cause for increase sodium, chloride and decrease in the potassium ions. Okay. And what happens at low flow rate? So high flow rate, this we have discussed. Okay. Sodium chloride concentration increases. But what happens at low flow rate? Here you can see more time is provided. So when large amount of sodium ions, chloride ions and bicarbonate ions, they are also bicarbonate ions. Why bicarbonate ions? Because low flow rate is always with sympathetic stimulation. Why? I will explain. Suppose if you have if you are going for your exams, what happens to your salivary secretion? It increases or decreases? It decreases. So sympathetic activity, and when there is sympathetic activity, saliva secretion flow rate decreases. And when sympathetic activity is there, bicarbonate ion also decreases. So saliva becomes acidic here. Fine. Here. Sorry. And at low flow rate, I repeat again, you can see here, flow is low. So what happens? More time is provided for the secretion of potassium ion. So the potassium concentration is high in the saliva. Fine. So this is all about flow rate and the concentration of various ions. Okay, am I clear? Tomorrow we will discuss about phases of salivary secretion, and second thing is, if we can complete, we can complete the functions of saliva. Okay, thank you, Ali. Please share my video with all your friends if you like my video. Okay, so thank you so much. One more announcement here is, you can join my WhatsApp group by sending the message on this number 7863822668. I will be having surprises if you are joining the WhatsApp group. You are sharing my video. Okay, I may give you surprises by giving my notes or so many other things which are helpful to you, as well as you can WhatsApp me on this number to clear your doubts. Okay, and you can join my WhatsApp group also. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, again, you can get physiology notes soft copy as well as hard copy. For soft copy, you have to download the application Vesalius and subscribe it, and for hard copy you can order on the Flipkart. My book is available, book authored by me, that is available, physiology notes. You can order on the Flipkart or Amazon, that is available. All my physiology notes which I am teaching you, that is available in this book. Fine. And if you read this book, I am sure that you need not require to read any other book, because I have compiled all the material from all the books. Okay, I have tried to compile and I have tried to make question and answers in this book. Fine. Okay, join my WhatsApp group also. I have shared the number 7863822668, and you will get some samples of my book if you are joining my number. Fine. Thank you so much. If you like my video, you can like it, you can share with all your friends, and you can subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon.